So first step of the training process, we're going to get her acclimated to the training leash, which is the transitional leash. It's like a head halter type of thing. And then she'll be crated for probably about 2 hours because I have a call. And basically, I always like to work the dog before I put them in the crate so they're mentally tired and they actually want to rest. So that's a good way to deal with jumping. Just kind of pop your knee out to unbalance them. So with any new tool that's applying pressure to the dog, as we're going to do with the head halter, the dogs can respond in a couple different ways: fight, flight, avoid, or accept. And honestly, they respond to all stimuli in that way. It's just, most of the time they're accepting of new things. So don't be surprised if she gets a little antsy or crazy when she feels something new on her nose. It does take some time to acclimate, but the end result is typically very good. So all I'm doing is gentle pressure up on the leash, just asking her to sit or lay down. And she has no idea what we want right now. So she's fighting a little bit. She has some fabulous 80s hair. Good. So it's pressure on until she stops fighting or sits or lays down. Even if she is sitting or laying down, if she's scratching at it, I would still put on the pressure because, she's not really accepting it at that point yet. Sorry about the whining in the background. That's Beans, the cattle dog. Okay, so next step of this is moving forward. I'm literally just going to take 1 or 2 steps forward and then just ask her to sit again. So learning that she can stay in the same place in motion. And I'm going to turn away from her because that way she's automatically behind me, not zigzagging out in front. Looking at my dog Calvin, I was like, oh, another one. Yeah, she's pretty accepting of this whole thing, which is great. So if she kind of plants like that, I put my body sideways so it's a little less pressure on for her. And essentially I'm just annoying her into moving. And still pressure on because she's still not, totally with the program here. Good. And so when you hold the leash, just exactly like this, the side that is opposite the dog has most of the leash, is holding the handle. And I like to hold it, put my thumb out and then grasp it like that, because then it can be really strong if something happens and you really need to get control. And your other hand is just hanging naturally. So it's enough room for the leash to be loose. It's short, but not tight. And again, I just want her to stay out of my immediate space. If she needs a little help, the snap up just kind of helps get her head up, and then I turn towards her, kind of putting my body pressure on her, spatial pressure, which encourages her to get out of my space a little bit and back up, sit down. So this whole system is just pressure on and pressure off, teaching the dog that they're able to turn off the pressure, so why would they turn it on? Basically this sitting at your side, no pressure at all, totally comfortable. Okay, so we'll introduce the idea of moving a little more fluidly, more in a circle. So I pop the leash, and the difference between, this pressure up, a pull, and a pop is more sudden like that. So the leash has to be loose and then taut. So this is pressure, whereas this is a pop. So with the leash, with the hand that's closer to the dog, I will loosen it a little bit so that it can be loose. And then I pop towards the center of my body, almost like I'm popping a balloon. And I always want to be the one deciding what side she's on. She's not allowed to crisscross. So basically the purpose of this is she learns when she sees me turning away from her, that means the pop is coming, so she learns to avoid it. Okay, just having a little hard time, so I'll go back to step 1. Need a little help, there you go. And get out of my space. Okay, so she seems to have issues in that corner for whatever reason, so we'll work on that. So if you notice she has issues in a particular area, correct before then, because once she's already all amped up, it's too late. She's already too agitated. Good. Okay, I think we'll get one more good turn, and then we'll move on to the next phase. So nice loose leash, perfect. And then we'll move on to place, which is just leading her onto this little doggy cot, and you're gonna get one of these to take home. So I want her to sit or lay down on here, just get nice and relaxed. Good. And I'm just gonna tether her like that. So teaching her another form of pressure, the spatial pressure like I mentioned before. So I am lining myself up with my toes towards her nose. And I'm just waiting for her to sit or lay down. You're a sheepdog, you should understand pressure. You're being a good boy, are you staying? Yes. Need a little help? Good. And then I turn away. She's going to stand up again. I can guarantee it. So place is really handy when you want the dog to be around, but you don't want them totally underfoot. So you're watching TV, you're making some dinner. I like to think of it kind of like a portable crate, just without walls. So we'll teach her, she's got to stay on there. When you put her on there, you're the one to release her. If she just goes on there by herself, she wants to relax during the day, that's totally fine. Then she can release herself. But basically, if something is your idea, then she can't decide, I don't really want to do that. Calvin, why are you grunting? Is life so bad? Just so bad?